What really happens inside the egg when one sperm is finally chosen? Imagine a race involving hundreds of millions of competitors, but only one is allowed to win. Inside the female body during fertilization, the egg does something incredible. It chooses a single sperm. But the real mystery begins after that chosen sperm finally enters the egg. The moment the sperm touches the egg's outer layer, called the zona pellucida, a chemical conversation begins. The egg is not passive. It releases molecular signals that allow only the healthiest and most compatible sperm to attach. When the right sperm binds, it releases powerful enzymes from its head in a process called the acrosome reaction. These enzymes gently dissolve a pathway through the egg's protective shell. Then the miracle happens. The sperm pushes its head through the egg's membrane. The instant this happens, the egg triggers a dramatic defense known as the cortical reaction. Tiny sacs inside the egg burst open and release chemicals that seal the outer layer, instantly blocking every other sperm. In less than a second, the egg locks its doors forever. The race is over. Only one sperm is allowed inside. But the sperm's journey is not finished. Once inside, the sperm begins to change. Its long tail, which powered its intense swim through the female reproductive system, breaks apart and disappears. The egg absorbs it. The sperm's head, which carries the father's DNA, slowly expands. At the same time, the egg awakens. For months, sometimes years, the egg has been waiting quietly in a paused state. Now fertilization activates it like turning on a powerful engine. Waves of calcium signals move across the egg like flashes of lightning. These signals restart the egg's internal machinery. Next comes one of the most important events in human life. Inside the egg are two microscopic structures called pronuclei, one from the mother and one from the father. The sperm's DNA forms the male pronucleus, while the egg forms the female pronucleus. Slowly, these two move toward each other like magnets in the center of the egg. Then they merge. At that exact moment, a new genetic identity is created. Half of the DNA comes from the mother and half from the father. This single cell is now called a zygote. It contains all the biological instructions needed to build a human, being eye color, hair type, height potential, and thousands of hidden traits. But something even more astonishing happens immediately. The zygote begins dividing, first into 2 cells, then 4, then 8. These cells multiply rapidly while traveling down the fallopian tube toward the uterus. Within a few days, the tiny cluster becomes a blastocyst, a microscopic bowl of cells preparing to implant in the uterus. All of this began with one moment, when the egg recognized and accepted one sperm out of millions. Inside that single meeting, the blueprint for an entire human life was written, and it all started with a choice made by the egg.